All right, let's get this show started.
Jon Jones says Tom Aspinall and Alex Pereira are essentially the same fight for him. In a recent interview on the Jeffrey Wu podcast, Jones broke down which opponent he'd prefer between Pereira and Aspinall. According to Jones, both matchups pose similar challenges and similar weaknesses. He believes neither Aspinall nor Pereira have the grappling skills to deal with him, and says both would lose in the same way.
With Pereira, I would just have to be, I'd have to be smart. I'd have to be really smart. I would have to use what's in front of me. The main thing, the biggest difference between Pereira and Aspinall is the level of footage that I have. Pereira posts everything, you know, every spar session. I have a whole kickboxing career to study from. I have a pretty decent resume in MMA to watch now to take things from. I feel like Pereira's really stuck in a certain way of fighting, where he could really show. He has tendencies in his combinations, tendencies in his counters and in his defense, and it would be my job to find the holes inside of those tendencies, which I feel like I could. So I think that's where he punches really hard and kicks really hard. I think my grappling power and wisdom would be a lot for him to handle. Yeah. But I also feel like that would be the same scenario with Tom Aspinall. I don't think the UK wrestling system is as good as people think it is, and I don't think the jiu-jitsu programs are as good as people say it is. And where Tom is a lot physically bigger, probably take me a little bit more effort. I think it would be the same story if I got Tom to the ground as it would be if I got Pereira to the ground. So it's really to me, it's the same fight. It's the same fight. They both are strong on their feet, hit very hard on their feet, and I think they both have holes in the grappling department. So when you simplify it like that, now it's a more matter of legacy. What would make more sense? Do you fight the guy who is impressive right now, who no one I don't think is going to really care about a few years from now? Or do you fight the guy who's going to be remembered around the world for a very long time? I mean, in Brazil, Pereira is an absolute idol right now.
Demetrious Johnson is no longer working with the MMA guru. DJ has always kept his circle small, but the decision to freeze his relationship with Kyle Anthony Me, aka the MMA guru, caught the fans by surprise. After all, their podcast, The Mighty Guru Show, was a massive hit, combining Johnson's quiet analysis with Guru's loud, abrasive approach. It all worked until Guru went on a rant during the UFC 322 livestream that Mighty Mouse just couldn't ignore. The fallout was quick. The clips went viral, criticism piled on, and Johnson suddenly found himself embroiled in controversies he had no involvement with. Fans sought direct answers from him, so he decided to clear the air on his YouTube channel, explaining why he had decided to take a step back.
So first off, let me go ahead and let you guys know, yes, the Mighty Guru pod is on ice right now. It's not over completely. You know, obviously, Guru said some things that obviously I don't agree with. So just to give you guys kind of like a context of how things work. I do not watch all of Guru's content. I don't babysit him. I don't see what he's saying whatsoever.
Ugly inbred little rodents, dude. Cry at a border, bitches. Crying in my chat. Round 5, go cry at a border.
Did I address Guru off camera about this situation? Yes, I did. We talked about it before we filmed the last episode of the Mighty Guru. We talked about it. He even said that, you know, things got to me. The pressure cooker, 20,000 viewers, things were going on. At that time, I still didn't know the full context of what he said. Obviously, Guru had a very, very ugly rant recently on the UFC 322 live instant reaction with Islam versus JDM. I did call him out on it off camera because I felt that was the best place to do it. And I said, dog, you can't be saying this stuff. And I respect Guru for, you know, reaching out. Me and him had a discussion. He was like, dude, I think I'm totally fine of us just, you know, separating and going our separate ways. And I told him, I was like, I don't want you to change. That's how Guru makes his content. And we had a talk prior to, and I was like, dude, like, we gotta, you know, do you think you could tone it down a little bit? And he goes, yeah, but I don't think I can hold myself. Like, I don't expect him to stop doing what he does, because obviously what he's done up to this point, he is the biggest MMA channel on YouTube right now. I said, dude, you don't need me on your channel. You don't need the Mighty Guru to be successful, nor do I. So you keep doing your thing and I'm keep doing my thing. And do I think him calling, you know, inbred and bomb this and all that stuff? No, I don't do that. If my son was to talk like that, my son would be getting ass whooping from me because I didn't raise him like that. I like Islam. I like all those guys. I have no problem with no religion. But if Guru feels that way, I cannot help him feel a certain way. I can't sway him like, dude, these guys are good people, which I think deep down inside, he believes they're good people too.
Belal Muhammad had a bizarre moment at UFC Media Day. Early on during UFC Fight Night 265 Media Day in Qatar, Muhammad bragged about how he, at 37, kept up with UFC lightweight Ignacio Bahamondes and his 17-year-old brother, Albert, during training camp. Then, about 10 minutes later, a reporter asked Muhammad a seemingly innocuous question that yielded a standard answer, except for the reference to the Jeffrey Epstein files, turning the moment painfully uncomfortable.
Energy they bring, it makes me feel younger. I'm training with young monsters. Like I said, I got a 17-year-old now, Nato's younger brother, who's a monster, right? It feels like the Epstein files without the, you know, the right. I'm getting their powers through sparring and training, so it feels good.
Rampage Jackson is making serious money from streaming. Jackson, who recently called for the UFC to drastically increase post-fight bonuses after the Paramount Plus deal, became a streamer in 2025 while also hosting the Jackson podcast. During a recent live stream, Rampage revealed that he's made more money in just 8 months of streaming than he did in his entire 25-year fighting career.
I've only been streaming for 8 months, and I've made more from streaming in 8 months than I did in fighting in 25 years. 100%. The sponsors with me way more on stream than my fighting. Y'all see my streams. I'm the biggest degenerate there is. My streams, the clips, I guess it gets more numbers than my fights.
Kamaru Usman doesn't believe Dana White about his recent story with Francis Ngannou. The UFC CEO recently revealed that he and Ngannou allegedly got into a physical altercation after Ngannou grabbed the UFC CEO and asked him for a $50K bonus. Now Usman on his Pound for Pound podcast reacted to Dana's story and said that it's hard to believe that it happened the way Dana described it.
Listen, I wasn't there, but I don't think this happened like this. I don't think there's.
You're gonna go. So you're gonna call Dana White a liar, Kamaru?
Did I say that? No, absolutely not. All I'm saying is, listen, it's hard to believe to Dana White. It's hard to believe to you to go, get back in your office, Dana. You not, what? Get out your checkbook. Give me 50K. And then, Hunter, you leave it? Get back here, Hunter. We're not done talking. It's hard because that's the picture that we're really seeing in our head here. It's hard to believe that because listen, it's Dana White here. Dana, just like Francis has this aura, there's this aura around Francis to where you just know, okay, I can't fuck around here. I gotta be on my P's and Q's. He has that aura, but in just that sense, because Francis is a fighter and he has that scary aura, Dana White has a different aura as well because Dana White's the head of the UFC. Dana White's this guy. So everybody moving around Dana White, hey, you're gonna know, hey, I gotta conduct myself. I gotta conduct myself accordingly. So here, I find that a little hard to believe. I'm not saying that's false. I'm just saying it might have not went down the way that quote sounded like, and it made us kind of think about the situation.
After seeing what Jack Della Maddalena went through at UFC 322, Renato Moicano says he actually feels sorry for him. Speaking on the latest episode of the Show Me the Money podcast, Moicano questioned how anyone could expect him to beat Islam Makhachev when even JDM, a world-class welterweight with a full training camp, couldn't mount any offense. Moicano offered a brutally honest assessment, saying Della Maddalena looked mentally defeated and even appeared close to tears during the fight.
No, and the problem is, like you say, Jack Della Maddalena, welterweight champion, months of training, and they want me to go over there and beat Islam in 1 day notice. Like, yeah. That's impossible, right? Yeah. But I think you spot on what you say. Like, if you give Islam space, he gonna get you in a submission. So the best thing you can do is just survive the round. But that's the problem. First round, and then you got tired, and then the second round, and and then on the fifth, motherfucker was crying. I don't know if you saw that. JDM looked like he was crying. like the frustration.
Just defeated mentally. Bro.
Yeah, defeated mentally, and man, that shows how good Islam is and how good Khabib's camp is. You know?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Double fucking champ, brother.
Paddy Pimblett and Ilia Topuria cross paths in Qatar. Both fighters appeared to arrive at UFC Qatar at the same time, and that's when they stopped each other. A clip of the moment, shared on social media by journalist Alvaro Colmenero, shows Pimblett initiating a brief verbal exchange.
What's up, man? You alright? Yeah, man. Come on, chill it, so calm down.
Okay, let's just leave it like that.
Islam Makhachev rarely comments on UFC politics, but when he does, he says what others won't. Instead of talking about opponents or rankings, he addressed something fighters almost never mention publicly: the UFC itself. Fans have noticed for months that the promotion feels different, weaker cards, less hype, and fewer new stars. And Makhachev didn't deny it, he confirmed it. Speaking to Udar Kanal, he said the UFC isn't promoting fights or building new stars the way it used to, suggesting something has changed with Dana White. He said, "In the UFC, I think, they started working on this less. In the UFC before, they would make a star out of anyone. They did it themselves, promoted fighters, paid a lot of attention to it. But now, somehow, the UFC itself has lost interest. Dana is also already a big guy. Other things, he's involved in many other things too, you know. And if the UFC wants, they can make any fight loud. They probably need to want it. Dana needs, I don't know, to return to his roots. How he started, how he created all of this. Well, you know, a person also loses motivation. So much time, he's been at the top. And I know that he is already slowly finding people who will replace him." Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the content, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with the latest MMA news.